Ho ho ho! It's me, Tom Derrick from Theme Park Coastin, and in today's Christmas special, I'm going to rank and review your favourite rides at Hyde Park Winter Wonderland. So starting off with number 10 spot, you guys have picked Time Machine, and what is so awesome about this ride is that whilst it is not the giant Wilde Maus XXL, which used to be at this park, it still provides the fun and the thrills of that, just on a more standard level. As soon as you've boarded that car, which is quite cool actually, because it has 4 seats in a row, where normally you'll find 2 and 2. That is not the only unusual thing about the car though. You will rise up that lift hill before then going around a few Wilde Maus twists and turns, throwing you from side to side. Oh, and here's the other cool bit about the car itself. Before you even make it to the drop, the car will begin to spin freely, meaning that when you make it down the drop, the other series of twists and turns, as well as all of those airtime hills, you will be spinning around non-stop. So yeah, it's probably best not to have those Christmas puddings before riding this ride here. But even if you have, it is still a ride that I go back in time to go on again and again and again. Every year the rides over here at Hyde Park Winter Wonderland continue to get better. However, even if there's the biggest and best ride in the world over here at the park, there is one classic that I'd still put on the list, and that is Ice Mountain. This ride is a Wilde Maus, yes, but it is so different from the rest. I mean, for starters, where else can you find that adorable abominable snowman than on this ride right here? But with that aside, just the sheer fun of heading around the layout itself, in and out of the building it seems like, twisting, turning, spinning around, with all of those flashing lights everywhere. Oh, this is just such a good ride. And it actually brings me perfectly on to my first tip. My name is Tom and these are my tips, and my first on tip would be to ride the unique attractions of the park before the more common ones. Yes, I know this is a giant Christmas fun fair, however there are some rides like this one here which is just a little bit different from the rest. And so if you are visiting on the busy days or just have a limited amount of money to spend when you are here, we'd recommend trying the unique ones like this one or Olympia Looping, or to be honest even the Ferris wheel, which provides some very unique views across London before doing the Wilde Mauses that you can do elsewhere. Did I say the Ferris wheel provides some good views across London? Ah, who needs that? As next up we have got Aeronaut, and as you can probably guess by the name, you will be taken high into the sky, 80 metres into the sky, so you're gonna get those amazing views. Whether it is sunny or dark, those views are truly spectacular. But unlike the reindeers who just shoot through the sky carrying Santa's sleigh, this ride right here will send you spinning through the sky with you and up to one other person on the seats that, yes, has then been lifted 80 metres into the sky, will be spun around and around and around by the tower, causing you then to swing outwards, basically like a giant version of your childhood swing set. So yeah, there's not much more to say apart from this is a thrill ride, and if you ask for a swing for Christmas, well then this is the next level swing ride. Now to be honest, I don't really know why, but as soon as I heard the name Eurocoaster, it rang a few Christmas bells. That'll be why. This is one of the oldest standing coasters at Hyde Park Winter Wonderland, and for a good reason. Because unlike your normal coaster, where the track's at the bottom, on this ride the track will be at the top, which means multiple things. One, it means that you'll be dangling your legs the whole way round, which if you've never done before, is an incredibly fun sensation, really making you feel like you are flying through the sky. And 2, you can do some stuff that you can't do on any other coaster. With throughout its 370 metre track length, you're experiencing a lot sharper turns, some giant drops, and many banking here and there, of course causing your car to fly to the sides. I mean, from first sight, this coaster does not look like a lot, but I guess if it's been here for so many years, it's got to be pretty good. Not even halfway through the list, and already we've made it to our third Wilde Maus. This is Wilde Maus, or Wilde Moose, but I think it's Wilde Maus. Yeah. Anyway, with my horrendous pronunciations aside, this is a ride that replaced Wilde Maus XXL, which still was miles better, but it's not a bad one, this one. This time, instead of boarding a car that will have 4 seats like that, you'll be boarding a car a bit more like a normal coaster car, with 2 seats at the front and 2 seats in the back. Do not fear guys, as you'll still be experiencing those Wilde Maus elements, including those sharp bank turns, which when you do not spin on, will throw you even more to the sides, as well as a few twists and turns and some very, very sharp brake runs. For any of my UK viewers watching this right now, you may recognise the layout, and apart from it being completely flipped to the other direction, it is the exact same layout as Rattlesnake at Chesington, which does not cost you £7 to ride, and is a lot more themed. So I'm going to stress again, whilst this probably is, yeah, this is our favourite Wilde Maus on the list, but with there being so many other rides, some that aren't even on the list itself, I would definitely suggest riding one of these, and then if you love it so much, you can always go around for another. You know we've made it into our top 5 territory when the name for our first attraction here is XXL. I mean, you don't even have to look at the ride to know it's going to be intense, but oh boy, it gets even more intense. Because unlike your normal swing ride where you may be on a tiny arm rocking back and forth, on this one right here, the arm that you are attached to is so long, meaning that when you do rock from side to side, higher and higher, you will be a lot more high off the ground and at some points feel like you're almost upside down, which it will not do yet. No, I'm just kidding with you guys, this doesn't send you upside down, but what it does have is some inward facing seats, and that may not seem as bad at first, but you wait till you are upon it, because if you do scream, everybody around, friends, family and others will be able to see your face. Oh no, it's this one. Well, sorry for walking off there guys, but our next attraction, Blizzard, is what any sane person would call absolutely crazy. This ride, I just can't even describe. It is not just one of the craziest rides at Winter Wonderland, but in the whole world. You know when you visit, I don't know, one of your giant funfair sort of places, and you see that one ride that has a giant arm, and on the end of the arms are these little spinning cars that then rotates around and around and around, and you say, oh, I'm never going to do that. Well, this ride is basically that, 65 metres in the air, and those little seats that you're sat on, yeah, they'll also spin around as well this way. So basically, when you are heading around, you're flipping, you're spinning on your little car, you're twisting, you're rotating, you're 65 metres in the air. I mean, when you're heading around here, you see XXL, which is a giant ride, don't get me wrong, gets so small, but it's like when you see the people on the plane. To be honest, words can't describe this one-of-a-kind ride, but if you do it, be prepared for one crazy experience. If your Christmas wish was to be chucked around in every way possible, flung into the sky, and literally spun around, well, over here at Winter Wonderland, your wishes will come true and even more, as next up we've got Airborne. And this is one of the rides that you just wouldn't think exists. It is so crazy. Similar to the last one, it will have a giant arm that then spins and rotates you round. This time, however, do not worry, you'll not be spinning around like this. What you will be doing now is flipping upside down an awful lot more. So I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to the experience you get on each of these rides. But the one thing I would suggest, and it actually covers all the rides at Winter Wonderland, is that whilst during the day, you may get the shorter queue lines, and they normally let the cycle go on for a little longer, when you get to night time, the rides just light up. Quite literally, but when you are on them as well, and this one in particular, the experience is just 10 times better. So yes, you may be waiting a long time, but it is worth every minute. If you're doing this ride once, and looking at it, you probably will be, you just have to do it at night. That's what I'm trying to say. If you thought the other rides were high, then it's probably best to look away now, as next up we've got Hangover the Tower. Fun fact, when this ride does get added every single year, it actually becomes the UK's tallest ride, standing at 80 metres, which is the equivalent to around 260 foot, and the big one, which is currently the tallest ride in the world, is around 250. So yeah, when you ride this, you've got to think that there's no ride or coaster in the whole of the UK that is taller than this. And for this reason, you'll probably wish, well, by the time you get to the top, you will anyway, wish that you just rise up, you spin around, you enjoy those amazing views across London, before then gradually learn back down again. But oh no, this is a drop tower, and as the name suggests, once you make it up to the top, spend that eternity up there. Literally, it may not look long from the bottom, but once you are up there sitting there, it feels so long. You will then plummet back down to planet Earth. Wow, that is quick. Okay, after an amazing list and around 50 minutes of wearing this Santa hat, for anyone wondering as well, these are Mickey ears on the side, so they're not just some weird black things on the side of it, they are actually meant to be there. We have now made it to the #1 spot, and without question, this ride deserves to be here. This is Olympia Looping. And I'll be honest with you guys, throughout the 2 or possibly even 3 times I've visited Winter Wonderland, I've actually only ever done 2 rides here. One of them being Ice Mountain and the other one, of course, being Olympia Looping. But what I did not say is that in fact I've done this ride 6 times, and there's a very good reason. Because this ride is so unique, it is so amazing, and when it does come to the UK, similar to how Hangover becomes the tallest ride, this one becomes the best. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.